the block, 17416 71st Avenue. Mr. Seaman, this is for you guys and the old regime that used to run this place. I mean, how can you guys sit there and not really cast a vote or say which way you're going to go? We're the people that are voting for you guys. And you think that and that we're disrespecting you? You sitting back in that chair like you don't care what we think, and the same with you, that you don't care what we think. It doesn't make any sense. We put our trust in you guys. We did. We put our trust in you guys. Especially you, Mr. Seaman. We put our trust in you. And you're not doing it the right way. You're really not. And when I'm sitting here and you're going to town, don't look at me. Look at me. I'm talking to you. I'm having respect for you. Okay? Exactly. That's all I got to say. You guys are wrong.
I just called for you.
Never mind.
Any other statements?
Brady, Mayor.
You've been raising your hand for quite a bit, please.
Hi, my name is Carol Ernest. I've been a resident for 32 years. I think what has most of the people this upset is the fact that we just found out about this a week ago. If this was such a great idea and was going to benefit the residents so much, why haven't we heard anything? I'm asking you, Mayor, why?
Why?
And why you keep saying, well, we don't have the authority, the planning commission. Why would you give your power to a planning commission and wash your hands of it? Saying, well, we can't, sorry. He's asking for a motion. Well, we can't do that. What can you do, Mayor? That's what I want to know. What are they going to do?
What we can do, that means the board, and everybody sitting up here, not just me.
Okay.
That means taking that code, that wasn't this planning director's document, all right? This was the product and the result of probably 1 to 2 years worth of effort to try to build a form-based code that would be specific to developers. Now, you might say they made a mistake in the code, they shouldn't have done that, they shouldn't have done this, but the idea was to be able to get Oak Park Avenue in motion, get something happening there. You got a bunch of people sitting in this room already that have already complained about how nothing's happening there. That was the first effort to try to make something happen there where a developer could come knocking on our door and basically say, this is what you got to do.
Okay,
Do it, you can build it.
At the beginning of the meeting, you said, in regards to the roundabout, that was part of the legacy code. They voted it down. We all knew about the roundabout. Just like we got the postcard this last week in the mail. Come, plan your future for the grounds of the Tinley Park Mental Center. You want our input.
Yes.
You care about us. How come no one knew about this? Had it not been for this group, you guys were hoping to slide this right through, and you know it. I don't trust anybody anymore. As a matter of fact, the front page of your fact sheet states, we are comparing the reserve to Bremen Town Manor. Low-income seniors. I looked at the Illinois Housing Authority Act. In 2015, the reserve received second approval, and under population category, it says non-elderly. Did no one checked into this?
No, we know it's not elderly.
Then why did you put on the fact sheet on the first page that we are comparing this to the reserve, to Bremen Town Manor? No, you're not.
Because that was the first low-income subsidized.
You led people to believe it would be for seniors.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Bremen Town Manor was unopposed when that came in?
So is that what this is all about?
No, it's not really that. But I'm here, you're criticizing a comparative, and
I'm
saying
criticizing
they are
the
a
fact
comparative.
you're wondering why everyone is so upset. We found out about it a week ago.
There was another facility.
And now everybody's, well, you know, you're all passing the buck.
Nobody's passing any buck.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You absolutely are.
Questions. Okay. We have been kept uninformed. And again, if this was so wonderful for Tinley Park, it would have been on the front page of the Chicago Tribune. Your little article didn't even make it. It was in the Southtown. Most of the residents do not receive the Southtown. They can't afford it.
Yes. One of the things that I keep hearing, obviously, is that this legacy code was snuck in and the legacy plan was, and all this kind of stuff.
That's not what we said.
I would like,
It's not what was said.
that's what everyone said.
The project was stuck in under the legacy code.
Am I allowed to speak?
Say
Am I allowed to
something.
speak? I have sat here and listened, okay? And now I would like to speak without being interrupted, okay? And everyone is talking about the legacy code and how this was modified and changed and everything else, okay? On our website is the legacy plan. That is a specific document. And if you look at this particular legacy plan and you look at the pictures in there, you will see that there are pictures where the legacy plan was laid out at Central Middle School. You'll also see a picture in there where the residents were in there reviewing the legacy plan at the train station. And you'll see another picture in there where the legacy plan was being reviewed at another public place. This particular legacy plan was in fact presented to every single one of you. Every single one of you. There
With
are
no
pictures.
mention of affordable housing being snuck under the radar. Sorry.
Again,
You're dealing with unintelligent
Well,
people here.
I'm done talking.
Good.
The last thing that I would like to say, Trustee Benito, let's do the motion.
Come on.
Believe we need 72 hours notice.
They vote in 2
case
days.
we don't, I move that we put on hold, get an independent legal review of the legacy code that takes away my right to vote on projects that affect my community and the citizens that elected me.
Second. Motion.
Can't trust that Thomas Melody.
You know what, that is not on the agenda, but I think
Okay, who's going to second that motion?
it doesn't matter because it can't go anywhere. But what we can do is give staff direction at this meeting to investigate what Trustee Benito has suggested so that we can at least get it rolling, which I think is everybody.
I'd ask for an independent attorney review.
We can give staff direction to identify independent counsel to do just that.
The Plan Commission meeting is Thursday.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. It's less than 48 hours. We don't have time.
This if I may.
Because again, we didn't know about this.
Why didn't we know?
Yeah, why didn't we know?
Tell us why we didn't know.
Let Trustee Vanderberg talk for a second.
To try to follow the law the best that this board can. I think that it would be more responsible for us, particularly me, as chairman of the Planning and Zoning Committee. Chairman of the Planning and Zoning Committee, to talk to the commissioners, see if they could possibly table the item on Thursday.
Okay.
To allow this board and staff to follow through with what Trustee Pino was asking.
Okay.
So I would much prefer to try to keep it as legal as possible.
I would too.
And I think that the direction of the mayor and our council will
Okay, we have another session to go into after this. We've got an executive session that's been on the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a statement to the board really quick? I think this would, I've been sitting here listening for 2 hours, and I got to tell you, I've learned a lot of stuff, and I really appreciate everybody coming out and saying these things, because it's something that we all hear, and it's something that we're all thinking as well. So that being said, I'm asking this board if they could create a community committee with a designated spokesperson from one of the residents to continue this conversation, make it a town hall style, have some input, have some elected officials that are available come meet with you, continue this dialogue, because I think it was already stated, somebody had said something along the lines of, we were elected to sit here and listen. Well, I agree wholeheartedly. We're creeping into a late hour. There is more business this board has to discuss this evening. I want to continue this conversation, but I want to do it in a more civil and formal manner, if that's okay. I think this board in the past has created some type of community committee. I don't see this being any other option.
Well, what we can do is, I think in the past what we've done is identify, and maybe it's Mr. Coughlin, because he's kind of sponsored this item on the agenda. He could perhaps be the coordinator of information. I think you've got access to emails and everything else to keep everybody informed. We have felt strongly, at least some of us, that I think the board at large, that more community forums are necessary. The best way to keep the lines of communication going is to meet with more frequency with you. And these are difficult sessions because there's a room that's of limited space. If we were to do this, more informally at a high school or something, it makes it a little easier to come, talk, chat, listen, and ask some of the questions, because not everything you see on the agenda is what's going on in the village, because there's a lot of things going on in the village. This is a big place. It's got a lot of stuff going on all the time. And it's not like you all don't know about it. Some of us don't know about it either. And it's not because people are trying to be clandestine. It's just the nature of what it is that you do when there's lots of things happening on at one time. So, if you feel that you've not been informed, for that, I'll apologize.
I'd like to make one other statement to the residents. There was a campaign, there were promises made, folks. We talked about community involvement. That was one. Town hall meetings was two. Okay? The 3 trustees came here, we discussed it in our first month. Okay? This decision that I'm talking about right now is not just stemming from this particular project. This is a small issue compared to the larger issue. You've all addressed it. Communication is integral. Okay? Transparency. Everybody on this board, we're willing to do it. We want to do it. Okay? And then my second point today. This is the first televised board meeting this town's ever had. Okay? That, my friends, is open transparency. So continue this movement. Let's keep it going.